Let's begin. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open, expand, and release the breath. Breathe out of your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathe in through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open, expand, and release the breath out of your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. And out of your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So continue with this rhythmic breathing. Anyone who's sat with me before knows that this rhythm and this pace of breathing is key to our sense of mindful relaxation. He talks about relax and release. I find that instilling a breathing pattern with that willful relax and release helps to bring all these elements into play: the calmness of the breath, the repetition, the habit of having an actual action you can take as part of your relaxation. And for thousands of years, this breathing pattern has been part of a deep and beautiful Buddhist meditation. And remembering to breathe and putting the mind on breath has a tremendous calming influence. It summons the energy in a positive way and helps us to stay focused on what's important, to be able to relax around our fear, our doubts, our anxieties as we cleanse them, as we release them. So continue with your own breathing, the own rhythm of your breath. Now, as we think about what the mind does, how the mind is helpful, and how the mind can hold us back. So in this breathing pattern, as you relax, start to watch thoughts. If you find that you have thoughts moving through your mind, see them like a tennis ball bouncing back and forth between players in a rally. It's just a form of energy moving around. It's not who you are. It's something that you're watching. We say that I have thoughts. We don't say I am my thoughts. You are the subject and you're watching these thoughts bounce back and forth in this imaginary tennis match. Just relax with your thoughts. Let them be what they are. And you'll notice as you let the mind do what it's supposed to do, to make plans, to build logistics, to create strategies, to build things, to design things, to create art, that it's quite free often in the creation and the imagination, but the execution, the actual taking your idea, your thought, the fruit of your mind work, represents a risk. So imagine some plan, some idea that you have, and let yourself feel the risk around executing that or any other idea that scares you. That feel how your mind can create an energy in your heart, stimulate an energy in your heart of fear and doubt. Imagine yourself doing great things. Imagine yourself achieving beyond your own limits. Imagine yourself doing things you never thought you could do. As you watch that tennis ball of doubt bang around inside your head, just relax with that. Just watch the ball bounce. Feel the fear, sense the anxiety. This is a very real thing. The execution anxiety. And relax with that. Just breathe. Feel it in your heart. Feel it in your mind. Sense the discomfort while not getting lost in it. Take that fear, take those thoughts as you're breathing and relaxing. And just relax into the fear. Feel it for all it's worth without falling into it. It's a river, and you're in a boat, and you're fine. Relax with the fear. Relax with the doubt. Relax with your place in this river of fear. And breathe. Feel the reality of the fear without being lost in it. Feel the sensations of fear without sinking into it. And just know that as you work on yourself, whether they're monetary goals, friendship, relationship objectives, or deep spiritual quests that you have, some part of you that you want to work with, but it's incredibly frightening. This is what you're going to feel, this sense of doubt. Can I actually handle this? So the power of this work right here, right now, in this meditation, is to sense that fear without getting lost in it, to be aware of its presence, and to relax with it. So take a few breaths. Find that particular fear that acts and feels like a limit in your life. And feel it and see it, all the while breathing at this normal rhythm and exploring the space inside. This awareness of fear, awareness of anxiety is your biggest tool. That's why we talked about the heart space last time. Your awareness of this heart space of fear and doubt can help you to see it clearly, to feel it. As you feel it from a safe distance from this boat, it'll start to generate thoughts. And you'll have a plan, you'll have an idea, you'll have an objective. And this inner voice, the inner roommate, will start to focus on all of the danger, the doubt, the risk to your ego that this plan represents. This is a layer. First layer is the willingness to see and feel anxiety. The second layer is to start to hear the thoughts, to feel the actual expression of anxiety, doubt, and fear applied to a concept or an idea that you wish to execute or plan. So as you feel that arise and you feel the thoughts, your heart and your mind are combining to create a very difficult limitation to overcome. Yogananda taught a lot about this. His main teaching in this area was to build your will. And the will is a force of your own power, your own Shakti, the Kundalini rising, the chakras opening, this sense of opening and relaxing into fear. The beauty of his teachings are that your fear is your biggest teacher. Your fear is the expression of the part of you that you are honored and privileged to see clearly and to work with. So breathe and relax around that sense of seeing clearly, fear and anxiety, in the vision of your dream. Yogananda's method was a mantra, one of his many methods. The mantra was, I can and I will. And these moments of realization, of mindfulness, of fear and doubt, a sagging heart, a doubtful mind, to not get lost in that energy of defeat, but just to create a mantra of reality, which is, I can and I will. And if you're in a moment of fear, a moment of doubt, you breathe and relax. And instead of focusing on the doubts and fear, you remind yourself that you can and you will. I can and I will. I can and I will. I can and I will. And in that power of positivity, we see risk. We feel fear, but we look at it with open and accepting heart. The other key to success in moments like this, as taught by Yogananda and Mickey, is persistence. The idea that we don't have to do all of the project. We don't have to take all of the risk, but we take some of the risk. We acclimate ourselves to being risk takers. We acclimate ourselves to being willing to put our ego on the line and let it be chipped away by our pure desire and will to grow, to expand. And that's why achievement is such a powerful spiritual force. Because so often what prevents us from achievement, from being our best self, is our ego, the misunderstood self, our attachment to our blockages, our samskaras, the pain that we've ever felt. And being willing as a spiritual endeavor to challenge those blockages, those samskaras, that misrepresented self, to expand beyond anything that we knew we could ever possibly be. That is the mission. And when we say I can and I will, we're taking on the power of being ourselves, not for the approval of other people, not for the building up oneself as a way to absolve the ego, but to push past the limits that we ever thought we could achieve bad. So breathe and remember that whatever it is you want to do, you can and you will, and you can and you will. The secret of this technique is that doubts and fears and ego are focused on a small part of our life, a small part of our being. When fear and doubt and anxiety are stirred up, they occupy a huge part of our attention, even though they're a small part of our reality, a tiny part of our reality. And a mantra like I can and I will creates the opportunity for awareness, a deep awareness of the fullness of our being. Doubt and fear and anxiety are real, but a small part of the reality. And our ability to see what's truth, to see the truth of who we are, the bigger picture, that's where our potential is. I can and I will. I can and I will. I can and I will. The ego will fight you. The ego will attempt to create the safety of the past and avoid the limitations of growth. But to take a project or a plan or a mission, to commit ourselves to our spiritual growth and becoming the highest that we can be, requires us to push past all those limits. And whether you learn to push past your limits and how to question them and how to work with yourself, how to create and capitalize on all the will that is indeed inside you, you're learning a skill that will help you in all aspects of life. The ability to be mindful and aware and loving towards fear and anxiety, but to question it and to move through it. These are deep and powerful lessons. I can and I will. I can and I will. I can and I will. And the skills that we develop in seeing the fullness our awareness, the fullness of our being, opens skill sets, opens abilities, opens ways of thinking and creativity that can take us to a flow state. Because the only thing keeping us from living permanently in a flow state is our fear, our anxiety, our samskaras, the conditioning of past trauma, of doubt. It's a long process, a slow process. It takes continual awareness to allow that fear and doubt to be released, to let the ego become less important than achievement, to let self-concept to be less important than growth. I can and I will. I can and I will. I can and I will. Every breath, every step forward, every act of persistence ahead of doubt and fear is a prayer. Every time that you release fear and anxiety and doubt, you're knocking off the blockages to your true self, pure consciousness, a sense of interconnectedness with the rest of all the other souls on earth, this sense of we are all one. Every time you challenge a fear and a doubt and an anxiety, and you make even a little progress, you learn who you are, the truth of who you are. And it changes your relationship with all the other beings in the world. You're changing your relationship with life, changing your relationship with who you really are. I can and I will. I can and I will. I can and I will. Breathe and relax and release the fear, all the doubts. You vow with your inner being, your whole source of strength. You will apply yourself to take risks, to try the thing, to create a possibility, to work into an opening, and keep moving forward. And in that clarity, and in that persistence, in that act of will, new paths will open, new answers will arrive. You don't have to see the end and the beginning all at the beginning. You just have to see enough to get started, to be willing to work with yourself, to be able to challenge your fear, to be willing to challenge your fear. I can and I will. I can and I will. I can and I will. You're meant to do great things, to be of service, to be of love, to rise above the human conditioning that creates limitation and doubt. You're designed, built, created with the purpose of experiencing joy and living in that sense of victory. Life inevitably puts problems and details in front of you. I can and I will. I can and I will. I can, and I will. Be powerful. Be beautiful. Feel the wholeness of your being with every breath, every sense of relaxation, every step forward. You weren't designed to be fearful. You didn't evolve to live in doubt. Be the master of your own growth. Thank you.